Greetings, friends and strangers alike. Welcome, one and all. I am Forever the Elf, and welcome to Character Cartography, a series where we use Minecraft map art to recreate various icons from popular culture. For this video, we are staying in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the Fallout series, and we are continuing with our Vault-Tec style posters of the special stats. We've done strength, so next up is perception. Let's get to it. Okay, talking about more Fallout. I'm not going to talk about the video games as much this time around as I did with the last map art video. Go check that one out if you want to hear me talk a little bit about my general introductions and impressions to the series of games and stuff like that. For this one, though, I'm going to talk a little bit about the show. Now, I don't remember when I first heard about the show. It's probably when it was first leaked or rumored or whatever. You know, when it was first popped up on the internet. But I knew I was going to watch it because I mentioned in the last map art video. I wasn't a huge fan of Fallout for it, like the setting, the lore, all of that. Until fairly recently, I've started to become more interested in it, and I knew I just had to watch the show. I knew it'd be right up my alley. I'd love to get all the little bits of goodies and the lore. You know, I'd love to see all the fan service things, you know, stuff like that. And it's not just the show that I was interested in. I don't know if it'll be out by the time this video goes up, but there is a Fallout London mod that's been built to come out for a while now. It was due to come out on April 23rd, but I think they got delayed because of the whole Fallout 4 Next Gen update thing, which kind of sucks. But I am definitely going to be playing that because, like I said, I'm really into the Fallout series nowadays, and I want to see... I've always thought that I wanted to see another country represented in a game. I go back and forth on that because a lot of what makes Fallout is the very American culture, you know. So maybe it wouldn't translate well if it was set in another country because you wouldn't have things like Vault-Tec. It wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist in the game. You know, there'd be no power armor. You know, it's like there'd be no Robco, or maybe Robco was an international company. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you know what I mean. All these little things that make Fallout can't really exist in another country. So it's like I go back and forth on it. I still want to check out the Fallout London mod though, and I'm sure I'm going to love it. But talking about the show, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I don't think it had a lull for me. I think I've rewatched it once, all the way through. I'd love to just rewatch it more, you know, try and pick out things. I don't really think there's much I don't like. I've got to be honest. I thought they really got it. You know, and I'm not speaking as an expert for the Fallout series. I've mentioned that several times now. I'm still kind of new to getting into it. So only the past few years that I've really took more of an interest. But they really seems to nail the tone of Fallout because it's so weird. It has this... It balances on a razor's edge between absolute macabre horror and total goofy silliness. And it flip-flops between those two without going too far into either camp, if you know what I mean. Like it strikes that balance wonderfully, and I thought the show did that well. The humor was weird and goofy. There's a scene with Chet and Stephanie about to bump uglies, and Chet says a line which I had to physically pause the video
and just sort of like shake my head like, oh, no, 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 that's, no, gross, oh. And it was that just kind of silliness, like, what the hell? Just comes out of nowhere. And then on the other side of the scale, we've got the attack on the vault by the raiders. Just spoilers, I guess. It happens in like episode 2. I think it's not a huge spoiler, to be honest. Which is just like absolutely horrifying, and the violence. My word, I'm shocked that they didn't show any restraint on the violence. They went all out to the point where it went ridiculous again, and like but it didn't feel out of place. You know, there was just absolute ridiculous amounts of violence going on, but it didn't stray into the silly camp. You know, like I say, I think they absolutely nailed the tone. I also think they really nailed the fan service. I was actually really afraid that we were going to lean too far into the fan service, where they would basically grind the show to a halt to point something out that's from the games. One example I think was done absolutely brilliantly was the junk jet. It's almost a blink and you'll miss it moment. You know, they don't explain this weapon at all, which is a really bizarre weapon that doesn't exist in real life. Nobody who doesn't know Fallout, anybody who doesn't know Fallout is not going to have a clue what this thing is. But they don't stop to explain it. They just show it, have it in action, move on, done. Great little blink and you'll miss it moment. I was almost dreading a scene where maybe the ghoul had a junk jet, and we'd be like tromping through the wasteland. He's picking up random junk, putting it in his saddlebag, and Lucy would turn to him and go, "What are you carrying all that crap for?" And he would wink and say, "You'll see." And then we'll get another scene later where he fires the junk out of the junk jet, and Lucy like looks all confused, like, "Oh, that's what it was for." You know what I mean? That's the level of fan service I was kind of expecting. But no, they did it brilliantly. And they did it with so much too. They didn't explain it. If you weren't already a fan of Fallout, I could actually see it being a little confusing with some things that just aren't really explained. Another scene that I was actually really surprised we didn't get was an explanation as to what a ghoul is. I imagine the first time a lot of people in Fallout series saw a ghoul was Fallout 3, since that was probably the most common jumping on point for the series, in Megaton, where you meet Gob. That was probably the first time anyone playing the Fallout series saw what a ghoul was. And even the player character says, "Oh, what the heck are you?" You know, I was expecting a scene like that in the show. I was expecting Lucy to first see the ghoul and have that reaction, and we'd have to explain what a ghoul is. But no, they didn't. It was... I'm honestly really shocked that we didn't get scenes like that. You know, I'm glad we didn't, but I was really expecting that they would kind of really hammer us over the head with what was going on, but they didn't. They seemed to trust their audience, and they knew that the majority of people going to watch this were fans, and so they set out to make a show for the fans, and I think they did that well. I know there's a bit of controversy given the whole Shady Sands NCR thing. I don't really mind it, to be honest. I think it would have been kind of strange if things would have stayed in perfect stasis given the end of New Vegas, given what's happening, you know. Like, I think the whole time during that game, we were kind of told that if the NCR or the Legion win, they'll lose in the end. You know, so it's like... Is it really that surprising the NCR kind of went into decline? Again, I don't really care too much about that lore point. I'd like to see it explored a bit more in Season 2, and I'm sure we'll get that. I'm trying to think of what my favourite scenes were. I actually really, really liked the pre-war stuff. I was surprised we got so much of it. Because a lot of it felt like they didn't have to go that extra mile, but they did. Like little things like giving us the origin of the Vault Boy. Did we really need to have that explained? No, but I'm so glad they did. You know, we can just imagine, oh, it's a corporate, it's just a big international company. They come up with a mascot, boom, done. No, we got the reason as to why this mascot exists and who was the origin of it. That was great. Loved that. And similar with the voice of Codsworth, with the voice of the Mr. Handy robots. Did we really need a scene explaining who the voice of Codsworth is? No, but I loved that we got it. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I loved the lore part, the implication that Vault-Tec was. I don't think Vault-Tec started the war. I don't think they dropped the bombs, but they were definitely planning to. I get the impression that they were planning to do it maybe a couple years from now to get everything ready and in place, and it just happened that China got desperate and started the war early for Vault-Tec's taste, you know. But I love that. I love that we got the implication that Vault-Tec was going to do it if no one else did, you know. Loved it. So we're coming up to the end of this little voiceover here. I'd love to talk more about the show, but I'll have to leave that maybe for the next Fallout map art I'm going to do. I'm going to do at least 7 of these, given the 7 special skills. Maybe I'll do more in the future. Who knows? But at least for this one, that's going to be it. Thanks for listening to me wax lyrical about the Fallout show that everyone loves. I'm not exactly reinventing the wheel saying I love the show. So, thanks for listening to me ramble, and I will see you in the outro. Alright, we are finished with our second Fallout style map art. We've finished Perception, we've finished 2 of the 7 special stats, so 5 to go. What did you think of this one? As you can see, we're still going with the stair-step method for this, so it does look kind of funky, rather than the nice, flat pixel art style map art that I've done previously. But what did you guys think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you want to see me make any map art of something in particular, please do put your suggestions down in the comments. If you want to build this one yourself, there is a link in the description to download a creative world with all of the map art that I've done so far. So here it is. Here's what this jangled mess looks like when on the map art. Looks much nicer from this angle, doesn't it? So that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, then please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for some more content. If you want to see me elsewhere, I stream over on Twitch, and I don't have a set schedule right now, but I'm usually live a couple times a week, so you'll be able to catch me, I'm sure. Lately, I've been streaming Iodine Chronicle 100 Heroes, so if you're interested in that, come and drop on by, and let me know this video sent you. I also have a Discord server if you want somewhere to chat or just post some silly memes. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.